Okay, onto the mouth. And so I'm going to get the Create Polygon tool. And I always kind of, when I'm doing this, I trace around the outlines here. Oh, crap. Middle click, move. And remember, I'm going counterclockwise. I'm doing this. I'll put down a few points here. And then I kind of get into this area. This one's going to be a little bit tricky here. Okay, but whatever. That should be good. And typically my thing is trace the outside of the ellipse. And then I kind of work outwards. And then I come back in. So I'm going to hit Enter. And whoop, take these vertices. I'm just going to make sure that I snap them to the center. And when I snap them to the center of the grid, like if I hit 4, oh, I'm totally smoking crack. I'm not on the grid at all. Okay, so let's hit 6. And I'm just going to go back and I'm going to grab my reference layer. And I am going to grab all of these things, all of my modeling toys, and I will move them over. And actually, this makes it tricky because I can't actually see the grid line anymore, even though it's behind the grid line. So what am I going to do? Let's do a quick trick. What if I go in here and I hold down X and I start drawing some kind of polygon to help me out? Just something like that. Doesn't matter. Just as long as I can kind of see the edge. Okay, good, good, good. I'm going to go in here and grab these things. And I'm just going to figure out where the middle of her nose is. Maybe a little bit of my transparency trick. Okay, and that's good. Then I can go ahead and delete that thing. Good enough. And now when I try to grab these vertices, and also too, I freaking hate that selection thing that always remembers my selection. That's like a 3D Studio Max thing that, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not embracing the new. Where is it? If I go down here into selection, preserve component selection, go away. Good. Done. So, like, when I go in and I switch to faces, I'll have faces that I haven't selected before. It just drives me nuts. Anyway, one other thing, I'm just going to go to the Move tool, and I'm going to turn off that Retain Component Spacing. Let's open this up a little bit so you can see this. Retain Component Spacing, another feature I can't... Well, I use it every once in a blue moon. But since these things are off space here, when I hold down X and I snap, they snap to the center. Yay! Okay, good. And let's just take this thing, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit Center Pivot, and I'm just going to move this forward. And if I go in and I grab these vertices here, and I pull them out for the lip a little bit, and let's go and pull these back a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to pull these ones right back right away. Okay, something like this. And then I'll pull these ones back. Yip, yip, yip. And again, these photos don't line up perfectly, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of creative modeling. But that's okay. And what do we got here? Let's take this, and I'm going to pull those back a bit more. And then I might have to rotate around them and take a look. Okay, what have I got? When I look at it from above, sometimes that's a good indicator of what kind of trouble I'm in. Okay. Actually, even if I go from the top view and I look down, just hit F. Just going to round this out. It's a bit more flattish in front typically. Here. Okay, that should be good. And what about this one? Let's push that back a little bit here. Usually it always seems to be, in her, the bottom lip goes back a bit, so... Right view. There. They're not perfect, but that's okay. Quite a bit of character here. I'm going to play off of. And actually, I might take that vertice there, and maybe that one up a bit. Okay, good. And then, what I'm going to do is I grab all these edges, I left that one out, and then I'm going to use that extrude. This time I'm going to use the extrude, edit mesh, extrude edge. And I'm going to pull that out. Okay. And then, if I go in and I grab my little vertices here, I'm just going to grab my Move tool and I'll move this here. Might even just make sure these things are snapped to the grid. Damn it! There. Yep. There, X. I just held down X on the keyboard just to make sure they're snapped to the grid. And then I can grab some of these and I go, okay, no, these are going to come back here. This one here. Those are way the hell out. I'm looking for the little furrow line. There's kind of that line that's coming down through here, the nasolabial furrow. Okay, and maybe this one I'm going to put that closer to the nostril. This one I'm going to put it closer in. And let's pull that back a bit. And actually, let's pull this up a little bit. Just quickly nudging everything around. And I'm not looking at that side yet. I will be there in a minute. Okay, great, great, great. And yep. Take this one, pull that back. And again, I could probably use my tilde key. And this thing does get kind of handy every once in a while. This one here should... actually, how come I can't move that freely? It's because it's locked there. Interesting. So if I hit that, then I do it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There, you can move it around. Sometimes it gets locked. When you grab a previous direction or something like that. And maybe these ones are down a bit low. I'm going to pull those up so the furrow runs over this line right here. Great. Yep. Okay, and yeah, that should be good. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then once I got this in place, I can go in and use my insert edge loop trick again. Beep. There. And start to adjust that. So I go and I figure out my natural boundaries, and then I go in and I start filling it up. And this area here tends to typically bulge out as well as this one. So this one kind of comes out a bit. These ones go back. Okay, this area. Sometimes I see people always making a mistake here and they push that area in and they kind of create this weird ridge here for the lip. And that's just not the way it is. No. Just take that and I'm going to adjust that there. It makes it a bit more even all the way around. And this one here. Okay. Again, these pictures don't line up perfectly, so yeah, have to be a little bit creative. Damn it. Okay, good enough. And what else do I want to do? Anything else? Maybe I might pop a loop here. The other way I can pop loops in is just go and select this edge, and actually I won't do that just yet. I'll figure out the inside of the lips now. Just going to take that face, delete it, and I'll go here to this edge, boop, double click, get all the edges in between, and then if I go ahead and I hit extrude, and I hope that was extrude edge. That was actually extrude face, but it understood what to do. That's good, because sometimes that drives me crazy if they don't have like a smart conversion. Okay, and I'll go in and I start nudging stuff around. Okay, and which one's this one? That one's the low one. Damn it all to hell! There. And these ones go back in here. This one kind of crosses over to here. I take this one and pull it this way. Dip a bit. Take those two, pull them down. And then what I got here, these ones should come way back in here. That area that puffs out, I'm going to get that in a second. And take this back a bit more. Okay, pull that back. This one here is the one in front, so I'm going to pull that back a bit. What are those doing? There. Just deselect that one, pull this other one back a bit. Okay, great. And then I'm just going to pop another loop in here. So if I grab this edge and I right click and I edge ring and split, then I can, here I'll just go in and deselect that edge there, and I can pull those out and I get them to puff out a bit. Okay. Deselect those bottom ones. This one here kind of puffs out a bit more. There. And let's just take a look around it. When I go over here, and we're upside down. That's great. Okay, let's go over here. And I'll hit 3. And there's my rough mouth for now. And what time are we at? 9 minutes. Okay. I also might start thinking right now a little bit about how I want these two to attach. Okay, so I'll attach them right in this video because it's like, why the hell not? If I go in and I do my little trick again, I'm going to grab this edge right here and edge ring and split. Boop. There. And maybe I'll deselect these ones and just kind of pull this a bit. There. You'll see that when I look at the front view, when I take a look at these two, I'm thinking about matching up right across here. Okay, so they should flow to each other naturally. There. So I'll get something like that. And so if I go ahead and I grab these two objects and I'm just going to kill their history, I might save it in a second here, but I'll just go into Mesh Tools, and there's my Append to Polygon tool. Oh, I can't do that yet. Damn it, what am I thinking? Take these two objects and mesh, combine, delete the history immediately, then go in and find your append to polygon tool. I had the button on the shelf and I forgot. Boop, boop. Enter. Say join together now, hey? I go to the right view. And I could probably, let's use this tool, and boop, boop. I'm just inserting edge loops, and then I'll switch to edge, and I can kind of move this around. What the freaking hell is going on now? That's weird. I'll have to get used to this tool. Still, I kind of like it, but I'm resistant. I do have my old school tool on here. If you check, I should list on the other video, one of my students, previous students, showed me a quick trick to get that back up on the shelf. Okay. But there you go. So that's attached together, and then the next video we'll tackle the nose.